Hey guys, it's me and the pup. We are out here enjoying this beautiful weather. Just got done brushing her. We're checking into a new motel. Last night was unbelievable. I went to go do a side job up north in Island Lake, which is an hour away, make some extra cash. And I got the side job done, made my way back down south, grabbed the dog, and we wanted to stop at a motel along the way. And just unbelievable the trashiness of this place. I didn't even know what was going on. I get out of the truck and I see some guy come running out of the building talking about all rich Republicans need to be running the world and Democrats suck, and he's like foaming at the mouth. The guy almost falls over and drops his bags on the ground, and then he runs off and he comes back screaming and running around the building. And then I get up in the hotel room and turn the AC on, and it's just pouring water on the floor, and you can see where the floor's been damaged, and the tabletop had gobs of gunk that never been wiped off, or looks like somebody spilt buckets of mayonnaise on it and stuff like that, and just dried up and kind of got clear. We've been through a rough 24 hours. I have been wanting to do more videos on food in general and why I'm not scared of things. I want to set a new world record for the most real butter eaten in one 5-minute period. There was a guy back in like 2002 that did 7 sticks of butter in 5 minutes. And the reason I want to do this is to prove to people that I'm not worried about real butter. I'm not worried about saturated fat. Saturated fat is not the issue. And I thought to myself, what could I do more to make a stand, to really emphasize and put things out there, to make myself pop out in the world for a record, rather than just taking a ton of saturated fat and eating it at one time and showing people that it doesn't do anything to me. That the saturated fat coming from natural sources is not the problem. So I searched around on YouTube a little bit, and I found a YouTuber with about 2.4 million followers. And he beat the record, but the first time he tried it, he failed. And he failed at like, I think six quarter pound sticks of butter. And I thought, you know what? Everybody makes fun of Jimmy Moore and his plate of butter and saying the butter chugger or something like that, and thinking that that's what keto is, but that's not what keto is. The whole emphasis on that video that he took is just basically saturated fats coming from natural sources is not the problem. I'm going to take that and I'm going to step that up a notch. I'm going to try to beat the new world record of 8 sticks of butter. I think this guy did it in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds or 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and he had about 6 cups of water while he was doing it, and it was hard for him to do it. I think because I eat a ketogenic diet, carnivore style diet, it's going to be a lot easier for me to achieve this than it would him. And I actually like the taste of butter, and it doesn't make me gag even in large amounts. Even as a child, I used to sneak in the refrigerator and grab the real sticks of butter and just eat off of the stick and put it back in the refrigerator. And I would try to kind of gnaw the edges down with my teeth to make it look like I never went in there. I just always enjoyed the taste of real butter. So I think I'm going to try to break this world record tonight. I ate earlier today, but I'm going to wait until tonight, and I'm going to get set up in a hotel room tonight, and I'm going to try to achieve more than the world record was done before, but I'm also going to try to achieve to beat this YouTuber that he's a phenom when it comes to eating challenges and stuff like that. I mean, the guy he looks amazing as well. I mean, he's a pretty built, fit guy on top of that. So it's kind of funny how the most fit, skinny people can actually do these challenges and succeed and beat people out that are much larger than them that have very bad eating styles. You would think it would be the other way around, but that's not the case. So I'm going to attempt to beat the world record for this tonight. And I hope you guys are here later tonight to see that happen. The advice that I'm looking for is, I got a message the other day, and my new job started. Financially, things are getting better, but they're not quite where they need to be yet. I still have to stay a week at a time in a motel until I can get my finances up, with me taking my extra cash that I had and buying the new truck and stuff like that. it put a hamper again on my financial situation, but I knew I needed to have wheels, so I had to do it. There was no option. I'll be completely honest with you. I make union scale wages for working my job that I work, which are very good wages. Right now, we're only at 40 hours a week. We're not getting any overtime because there's no overtime to give. I am in a really good union with a pension, and outside of that, there's nothing else, though. I make the same money per week, even after my pension, my wages and everything is paid, as I did when I was down south in Louisiana. I moved into a more, I can't say more, I moved back up to Illinois where the cost of living is substantially higher, so nothing offsets. In the grand scheme of things, I'm about even or the same as I was before, trying to recover from the events that have happened the last few months. I got a message from my old service manager, and he says, hey dude, we were just in some big meeting at the Ford dealership, and there was a Ford Group CEO that was involved. He's looking for a diesel tech up there in the area that you're living in right now. He's about 30 minutes southwest of you in Dundee, Illinois. He owns 4 dealerships. He's the CEO, the owner of the entire group. He owns a Honda, a Hyundai, a Chrysler, and a Ford dealership. All 4 are his. And he needs somebody very, 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 very badly in the Chrysler dealership and in the Ford dealership. And because you know how to work on diesel stuff, he needs somebody like you. And the fact that I'm a master certified Ford technician, he can't just find anybody like that out there. And he said, I'm looking for somebody that's wanting to be in the dealership, the Ford dealership, but can also work in the Chrysler dealership as well. You guys know I own a Chrysler truck, a Dodge truck. I am a Chrysler fanatic as well. And I'm also a Ford fanatic. I can work on both of them. I don't have a problem doing that. The starting pay that was presented to me was $50 an hour. I make $32.41 an hour right now, and trying to get up on all the last 6 months of caught up bills and stuff, I'm not really making it ahead to the point where I can move out of living in a motel a week at a time to progress because of the situation that I'm in. The CEO called me today and talked to me. He said, I would be willing to give you a 6-month probation period to where you're not going to get fired even if you're underperforming, even if things don't work out. You're going to at least work for me for 6 months at that rate, and we're going to give you some living expenses. We're going to help you with some moving expenses so you can get out here 30 minutes west closer to the dealership. How about we set up something Wednesday morning when you come in, and you can talk to the service manager. I'll bring the service manager from the Chrysler dealership down so they can meet you as well. And we'll all get together and let these guys talk to you and see what you have to offer. I'm going to pay you $17.60 more an hour than what you're making right now, but you're going to be non-union, which means you're not going to have a pension. You're not going to have the medical and stuff involved, but you're going to be making $17.60 more an hour than what you're making right now. It's difficult for me to make this decision, and here's why. And this is why I'm looking for some advice. Let me know what you think. Even if you're not familiar with this stuff, let me know what just pops off the top of your head whenever you hear what I have to say. Where I'm at in a union right now, I'm protected. They can't just come in and say, hey, you're underperforming, you're fired. They have to give you a chance to fix it. They have to give you a chance to retrain. And the state of Illinois is an at-will state, so they can fire you for any situation that they want to fire you for. If I was to move to this Ford dealership, I don't have that protection other than the guaranteed 6-month probationary period where we can't do anything or touch you or anything like that, making $50 an hour. Yes, the money does seem legit, but now I'm actually putting, about $200 a paycheck away in a pension that I won't be getting there. So what I'm losing tax-wise or paying into my union dues, the company's actually giving me half of that back and putting into a pension. I know I'm going to get 40 hours a week right now. I know that with the union, that's at least guaranteed. 40 hours has to be there for the employees. If I go to this other place, they're backed up 3 to 4 weeks. They got tons of work available. I can book 60, 70, 80 hours in 1 week period. So for the amount of time that it would take me to make 80 hours in the other place, I could potentially double, if not triple that at the Ford dealer for $17.60 more an hour. But again, there is no union to protect you. There is no extra incentive to be there. they are willing to help give more money to moving into a better location. Or, I mean, that's specifically what he mentioned. I told him my situation. I said, look, dude, I'm living out of motels right now while I'm working in order to get this truck paid off and get that extra money that I'm putting towards this truck every month to moving into my own apartment or house. And it's difficult to do that right now. So, there has to be something more than just that hourly wage to offer me. And he specifically stated that we will give money towards you relocating as well. He didn't specify how much, because I think he wants me to sit down and talk to these two service managers from the Ford dealership and the Chrysler dealership, because he kind of wants me to be able to work both dealership. I'm thinking. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I mean, of course, Wednesday I can go sit down and entertain the idea, but what's to say, let's say the idea fits. Let's say they're willing to put everything down on paper and guarantee that 6-month period plus the hourly wage. Let's say I go through with all that, and then 6 months from now, they're like, you know what? You got to go. There's no guarantee. There's no security there. So it's kind of, it's a rough situation whenever you're without and you're trying to do better, and then somebody presents something to you that seems like, wow, that's awesome. I've never made that much money in my life. But with that much money per hour comes along more responsibility, more grinding it out, and really trying to make yourself stand out compared to everybody else. So at that point, where do you go? What do you do? On Wednesday, if everything seems legit, do I just go back to my other job and pack everything up and say, look, I'm out? I just don't exactly know where to go with it, because they need somebody like me badly. And seeing the situation I'm in, this could put me in a further setback than what it's worth. I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing everything clearly right now. That's why I'm turning to you guys for advice, because it just seems like doors are opening, but are you always supposed to walk inside that door once it opens? It's kind of like, it's a situation that I don't know. I've never been presented with this type of situation. So it's kind of difficult. Do I take a chance and then fail, or do I take a chance and it'd be the best thing that I've ever done in my entire life? Do I take a chance and fail and have to start back over again and be back in the same situation that I was in, or do I keep working where I'm at right now and grinding it out and trying to do the best that I can with the situation that I'm in? It's tough. It's really, really, really tough. Anyhow, that's the update. Tonight, sometime tonight, I'm not exactly sure when. I'm thinking somewhere around like 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Central Time. I'm going to try to break the world record for the most real butter eaten in 5 minutes. I'm actually going to try to break the guy's time on YouTube that broke that record. And then, just kind of looking for some advice from you guys that may have dealt with this type of situation before, and see what you have to say about my current situation. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you again.